Let's start with you here. Where does this leave baseball?
Charlie, that's a great question. I don't really know because you made the mention that according to the protocols agreed by the Major League Baseball Players Association, that they can't do this. This rests with the clubs and also Rob Manfred, the commissioner. That's where the interesting part comes in because effectively the Nationals letting everybody know that if you try to make us play, we're going to go out on strike. We're not going to play against the Miami Marlins. So you're Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball. If you're the other owners of Major League Baseball, are you going to effectively make a team play, even though they're supposed to? They don't have the power to not do so, but yet they're going to have more concern about their health and safety more than you. That's where it gets really interesting, what's going to be done and what kind of agreement or compromise that the Nationals may have to make or will make with Major League Baseball. And Major League Baseball wants to try to do something like that to compromise when they have the power to make the Nationals go play, even though they don't want to this weekend in Miami.
Yeah, this is a pandemic does not care about your politics or your hopes or your dreams or your wishes or your desire to make a living. Even in terms of the kind of effect it has on the economy, it's much worse off if it's not handled, if you don't make the sacrifices early on, and then also stay with it until you've crushed the curve. The NBA represents a league where this was done soberly, and Major League Baseball does not. Like, the players want to play, they want to make a living, they want to play baseball, they've worked their whole lives to get to this position. Many of them are in their primes now. You don't have that many years, even in baseball. They don't want to give it up. I get it. But what are you willing to do? What are you really willing to do to have a season? If the players resisted a bubble because they didn't want to be away from their families for that length of time, I can't say I blame them. But they have to understand what that means is it's almost impossible to have a season. And they're already running up against that. The question that I have is it too late in the near future to put this thing on pause, create multiple bubbles, enough so you can get it done, maybe even limit the games further, and in terms of how many will be played, and proceed and try to have something like a tournament for baseball. Otherwise, this is like the least of it, everyone. This was easily seen and predictable, and the fact that we're here now and players are already saying, well, then I don't, of course, but what did they think? Once they resisted a bubble, what did they think was going to happen?
Well, Max, a lot of people wanted to speak sports into existence. I thought Bob Costas said it best over the weekend when he said, we want sports, we don't need sports. And I think a lot of players and a lot of coaches and people in sports have to realize that sports are fantastic. They've been a great escape. But you can't just put people's lives at risk just because you believe that we need sports in this country or we have to have sports as the fabric of our lives. So if players like the Nationals are going to revolt against what they agreed upon in Major League Baseball because they're going to be more concerned about their health and safety, then what kind of message, and a good message in my opinion, they're sending to players in other sports or making sure that owners in other sports are going to pay attention? How many times, Max, have you and I heard about college football and people trying to have college football this fall, and even if it's 8 games or 10 games, the fabric we need to have college football.
There won't be any school anywhere.
Exactly, but you're going to have college football but not have kids in school, kids learning online through Zoom, but yet it's okay to have football and have their lives being risked out there just because of money. It's the same situation here. And I said it for the longest time, Max, everything should be on the table when it comes to Major League Baseball, including this. If you have to stop midstream, to your point, and have a bubble environment, you can't tell me that a player is going to be against that if it's going to maintain your life and make sure your life is not going to be at risk in this situation.
Max, I want to
Think
ask
about
you
it
answer
the way.
your own.
Yep.
I wanted to have you answer your own question. You asked if it was too late for MLB to form a bubble-like scenario. What do you think?
I think that Major League Baseball has to be very serious about this if they want to play at all. I would recommend going to a tournament-style kind of season before too long, like the World Baseball Classic. Do it with the major leagues. Accept that now. Go to several locations where you can create bubbles as quick as possible. You probably have to put this thing on pause for a couple weeks in the near future. Get ahead of it and salvage something. Those who were saying, well, we have to get the economy going before it's time will only hurt the economy in the long run. The NBA is leading the way. So is the NHL. I would follow those models.
Well, we already know there's going to be plenty more developments in MLB as the days continue. I want to know, Freddie, do you think that it's too late to have a bubble? You just, yes or no, answer real quick.
No, it's not too late to have a bubble. I mean,
it's
come
not
on
too
now.
late.
That should be on
All
the
right, well,
table.
we will be following all the developments in MLB plus all of the other leagues right here on First Takes.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.